a fence. And you'll notice that the fence posts here are a little long, but they're going to be stuck into styrofoam, so this will actually be fairly close to the ground. Now this is going on a livestock feed yard layout. The point of my layout is to replicate the process of high moisture corn coming in. About this time of year, livestock feed yards are taking in high moisture corn, not all of them, but some. They take it in and it's processed, and then it goes back to the cattle. And then part of my layout actually does have some pens replicated on it, which is the purpose of this fence. So what I'm going to do is show you how I'm building the fence. So here we go. Well, I'm going to flip my my phone around, and then I'll get to showing you how I'm doing this. And there we got B&B Auto Wrecking. Hey there, hi guys, glad you're here. So I've got everything set up, but I'm going to show you kind of from scratch how I'm building this so you get the full picture of what it is I'm doing, okay? I may not be able to answer all your questions because I'm not going to look at the screen a whole lot, but just bear in mind. So I'm going to flip the camera around just a little bit, so be ready for that. Here we go. And instead of just doing a screen change, I just thought I'd do this way. So I can't actually see my screen for comments and questions and things like that. I'm not really used to doing YouTube Live, guys, so actually I think I may switch this back the way I had it, because that way I can see that you're in the shot and you can see what I can see what you're seeing. There we go. All right, I like that better. Here we go. So here's what I'm using for the fence. Actually, it is 1.19 millimeter piano wire, music wire, 0.047 inches. I don't know if you can see that there, but there it is, and it's probably backwards anyway. But it comes in packs of 4. And the first thing I did with this stuff was I took lacquer thinner on a rag. And you can see the residue and everything that was on this music wire right there. You can see all that. I cleaned all of that off so I'd get good adhesion when I solder it. Okay. Then I've got, and I forget what size this is, I didn't keep the package, but I've got some styrene strip here that I'm using for spacers. And there was no rhyme or reason for that. It's just, hey, this will work, so I used it. And then I'm using some magnets here to hold everything together. So I'm really liking what I've done. This worked really well for the first piece that I did. Okay, so all I'm going to do here is just even this up. I'm going to bring my styrene strips forward just a little bit. I'm going to place, my first magnet. Okay, and then I put another magnet back here just to hold everything together. Just like so. See? Pretty cool, isn't it? Not very complicated so far. Let me get you even closer to the action. Here we go. Okay. Make sure everything's nice and neat. Then what I went ahead and did was I took that same piano wire, and with a side cutter, all I did was cut it into basically almost 3/4 of an inch pieces. I didn't measure them, I just guesstimated on how close it was, and then cut them. There wasn't really any hard science to this process, I can assure you. But I do want me some continuous fence. Here, I gotta move that closer. There we go. That one's wanting to roll on me. There we go. Okay. All right. I'm just using regular old paste flux here. Nothing fancy, just bought it at the hardware store. And just a little paste flux here. If I were using liquid, it probably would work a little better. But I kind of have a thing for paste flux, I don't know why. I just like it. Then I'm using 0.559 millimeter lead-free solder. I bought this from what used to be known as Radio Shack. Okay. I'm going to give this just a quick cleaning. And I'm using a let's see, this is a Weller SP40L soldering iron, 40 watt. Nothing fancy here. I bought it for 14 bucks at the hardware store. So there's nothing fancy about my equipment. It's just generic equipment. Now you can't see this one very well because my body is in, my hands are in the way, and so is my fancy magnet. But this one you'll be able to see fine. I'll tell you what, the magnets work really, really well. Okay. And then I've got a couple of pieces of odd brass here. There's nothing fancy about that either. These are just scraps, and they seem to hold, for some reason, on this side of the magnet here, it wants to, my fence posts want to flip up. It drives me nuts. So far, this piano wire seems to be working well. Solders pretty well as long as you got good flux on it, or enough flux on it. I don't think I fluxed this at all, actually. There was no fluxing on that. Don't hold it against me. And so it's done. Now, let's just move everything a bit, do it again. Then I'm setting it up there, start the process over. I mean, it is working pretty darn good. It's not perfect, so if you're looking for perfection, this process is not for you, because this is not perfection. Just so you know. But it does work. Pretty well. I got a 3-foot section done in about 45 minutes last night, and I wasn't even working very hard. I had a movie going on here in the shop, just kind of enjoying myself. Actually, I started it last night, worked on it for about 20-30 minutes, and then finished it this morning before I went to work. So it's just a nice little process. It's really simple to do. And I do have some, for fun, since I got you on we're doing this live. I don't know if shaking this works very well, but I do have some liquid flux. I don't use this very often because it just seems like I hate it. I don't know. Maybe I'm not using it right. Let's just see how this goes, huh? I just opened up a window, get a little ventilation in here. See, there it is. And I didn't put my little holder thingy on there to keep it from flipping up, and guess what it did? Flipped up. Okay. Done once again. Then you're just going to rinse, wash, and repeat this process till you got the length you want. Now I actually I'm making these 3-foot sections, not that I need 3 foot, but I do have some right angles I have to put in my fence. And I thought, well, why not just bend the wires? So actually that's what I intend to try, is just bending them to see how that'll work. I mean, maybe it will work, maybe it won't. But I don't know. I kind of have a no rules policy where if I get the results I want, then I consider myself doing it right. Okay. Let's go again. I'll do the one more and then you'll kind of have the idea of how this works. And then you can go build your own fence if you want. Now, you might be asking yourself, is this 1/64 scale? I have no idea. I just made up the measurements. Well, actually I didn't measure anything. I just thought, you know, I need a spacer, so I found this, I found my styrene in my one container, and I thought, that looks like it'll work. And then these magnets are, I think, 1.5 inches long. And I believe I wanted about 1.5 inches in between. So that kind of worked. So it was all just kind of dumb luck. All right, that was so much fun. Let's do it again. I think I said we'd quit after that one, but what the heck, right? It is Thursday. Let's live a little. And we'll just put you up there, just drag you ahead a little bit. There we go. Nice. Nice. Loving this. Okay. Just gonna pull that out just a little. Wow, you can't even hardly see that. What am I doing here? Let's get you in the shot. There you go. And you might be wondering why I'm using a piece of lumber to solder on, because well, the answer is simple. I just happen to have a piece of lumber to solder on. And that's it, people. When I go to building stuff or doing about anything when it comes to my models and so far on my layout, I'm darn flat practical. If I get the results I'm wanting, if I'm happy with how it's going, then that's the way I continue doing it. So this is how we're making this come together. And this is what we've done so far. Let me get that back so it's a bit more in focus. You'll notice there's probably too much solder on this, but I am kind of a guy, I prefer there be too much than not enough. No, I do not intend to sand any of that off. I'm going to prime and paint it and make it look like an old feedlot fence, which is exactly what I'm replicating, an old feedlot fence. So So that's kind of what I got going on here, guys. I've been missing some comments. Hopefully I can, I'm not real familiar with YouTube Live. I do a lot of Facebook Live. If you follow me on, there we go. Fences come in all different shapes and sizes. Thank you, B&B Auto Wrecking. I appreciate that. Lane says, whoa, where's my comments going? Come here, comments. Whoops. I use actual pieces of stick as my fence post. Works really, oh, well, perfectly done. All right. Again, if you're getting the results you want, you're doing it exactly right. I'm not a big rule keeper. Again, if you're happy with it and it's accomplishing what you want in your imagination, poof, you're perfect. You're doing it. All right, that's my philosophy. That's the Rockin' H way, by golly. So guys, appreciate you watching. Please like, comment, and share this thing. Appreciate all your feedback. That makes YouTube favor all of my stuff I do when you give it lots of feedback and everything. So I appreciate all that you do for that. Also, if you love what I do, there is a tutorial series coming up in November. I am going to do a tutorial series on how to do a top shelf replica's Ford L9000 grain truck. You'll have your choice of 2 beds, an AS22 or a MA22. If you go to www.rockinghfarmtoys.com, hit the store and look for classes, the classes icon, you'll see 2 different things there. One will be the L9000, and all the details, the goodies are listed there. Real briefly, you will get a truck, your choice of 1 of 2 beds, a Rockin' H hoist, mounting frame, rollover tarp frame, and that's it. And then you get all the lessons and everything for 75 bucks. So go over there, check it out, and get one of those, because I'd love to have you come along and see what you can build. And of course, you'll have me to bounce any questions and ideas off as you go. You'll have to supply your own tools, paint and glue, whatnot, but the rest of it is on me. So I'll have those other parts for you. So check it out. I'd love to have you there. With that, guys, I'm going to catch you later, and I don't know how to shut this off, so we're going to work that out too, okay? I need to do more YouTube just for you guys that are over here. Anyways, check it out. Also, I almost forgot. Let's do this too real quick. If you've ever wanted an 875 Versatile like this, Rockin' H TV 104 on Monday night, 8:30 Central. Rockin' H Farm Toys on Facebook. I'm going to take one of these 950s, and I'm going to show you how to do an 875. This will only take 30 minutes. Super easy. Awesome beginner class, beginner project if you've never done anything like this before. So check it out. Make sure you come and join the crowd. With that, guys, I'll catch you later. Thank you again, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.